my name is Mike.
Mike?
Hi. Actually, yesterday you were nice enough to sign my DC Cab album.
So amazing.
And I actually, since all the way from Albert Hockenberry up to Casey.
Wait a minute, time out. On that album,
Yes, sir.
what are your favorite tracks?
Iron Cares The Dream.
Okay, The Dream, and what else?
DC Cab, the opening thing for the movie.
Okay, and what else is on there? Because I'm trying to recollect. Was Electric Avenue? Was Electric Avenue?
As far as I know, no.
Oh, because I remember.
Actually,
Sorry to interrupt.
I'm glad you recall things. Well, first, from Albert Hockenberry all the way up to Jane and to Casey, you seem to do, they're heroic characters. Do you seek out, or do people just happen to offer you characters with that kind of depth?
Like James Mason said, I never played a villain. I think you have to approach every role as a hero, so I don't know if I've been given those as heroes. Just try to play them that way. Don't always succeed, especially in my younger years, especially in like Corman sci-fi movies, where I had to denude myself.
And actually, the second thing, since you seem to recall time back then, when they were doing the chase scene at the end and you were at the van over into the cab, were they actually moving, and were you doing that stunt?
Some of it was poor man's process, where they just, I don't know how they do. It really is poor man's process too, because they'll put a screen and they'll have grips with 2x4s underneath the bumper bar. Okay, the car's moving. Which reminds me of Independence Day, while I digress. There's a scene where the alien is behind the plexiglass, whatever the hell it is, the not bulletproof glass. And the alien is doing the mind meld on the president. It's kind of getting uncomfortable. And the alien's there, the alien's kind of going, tentacles, right? Well, those tentacles were attached to production assistants just out of frame. And the production assistants had to go like this, with the tentacles. So that they would be all goopy and whippy. And Roland Emmerich was a bit of a sadist to these guys, because he did at least 10 extra takes saying, no, I just want to see the tentacles again. Faster with the tentacles. More tentacles, please. And these productions, my shoulders, Poor young guys, he ran them through the ringer there. But DC Cab, I think we did some second unit stuff out by the tracks, and then some stuff, poor man's process.
Thank you.
2x4s.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm Maureen.
Maureen.
You actually have played a villain. I was going to be asking you about your role in Angel and as Marcus, and if you had any favorite experiences from that to share, and was it strange to transition from that role over to Jane, which is a very different character on a Josh show?
Well, Marcus Hamilton was a hero. What Mason meant by I never played a villain is I never played him as a villain. You know, you play, even though he does villainous things. Alan Rickman's the prototypical example in Die Hard. You love him, you hate him, you love to hate him. So, the best acting teacher I ever had, he taught me to always play the positive, find the positive. I don't always do it perfectly. And when actors are either ill-prepared or being lazy or not as what's the word, more talented, they will default to that indication of anger, and that's something I always try desperately hard to avoid.
It was very calm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But enjoys it. I'm doing this for your own good. I'm killing you for your own good. And that's what a villain should that's the proper way to play it, beat-wise. So, what was your question about
did you have any sort of favorite scenes or favorite stories from your experiences on that series?
On Angel?
On Angel.
Well, Boreanaz was very nice to me. He was he's a dynamic man and a very accomplished and talented actor. And was welcoming while being challenging. And I was fortunate. That period of my life was early of '04 was when we shot that. '02 is when Christmas of '02 is when they canceled Firefly. '03 was a tough year for me. I didn't work that much. And so by '04, when Joss was getting the indications that he was going to maybe be able to do the movie Serenity, and then finally did get that going, I was almost pretty much flat broke by spring, early 04, early '04, I was dead. And he fortunately called me out of the blue and said, hey, look, I got this character, I'll play it. And so that really carried me forward enough so that I could prepare for Serenity and do it the way I thought it should be done. But I had the advantage of coming onto that set as a guest actor for a 4-episode arc at the end as someone who was already in Joss's family. So I felt confident standing on that set and not having to worry about being insecure with an established show with established characters, established crew, and Boreanaz's, basically leading the way. And so I was able to get in his face a bit. It didn't bother me. I said, well, Joss is giving me, carte blanche here, so I'm just going to fuck with you. Sorry, kids. Sorry. Pardon my French. But that's what I was thinking. But once I did that, once I broke through that and showed no fear, it was very embracing for him, for me, and it shows respect. I mean, that's what you want. You want to be able to do that with your actor buddies, and it worked because he offered me the part in just a one-off in Bones. I got to do an episode with him. That was all. He drove that. He said, "I want him for that part." So, comparing two parts,
Yeah.
just that.
Yeah. Well, yeah, if you want to address
One
that,
was
comparing
no.
the two parts.
Yeah. I never played a villain.
Hi, my name's Tony. My question is, especially when you play a character as often as you do on a running series like Chuck, do you ever find that character, because you seem very different from Casey as far as I always see you smiling and very happy, and you don't seem to grunt a lot of people.
That's because he pays well.
But do you ever find that character I guess leeching into your real life? Do you ever wake up in the morning, have your wife say good morning, and you just go,
My wife is probably, she's a very wonderful woman who's tolerated me all these years. I can't imagine being married to me the way she has, but if there's one thing I wish that we had on Chuck, it is a consistent technical advisor, because there's some mistakes that we made with weapons training that I'm trying to correct more diligently now with some training programs that I've found, just to make it as authentic as possible. So there's some missteps, but you get kind of you get a little lazy because you think, oh, it's a comedy, who cares? It's the fun bus. We get on the fun bus. Oh, it's the plastic gun. No, don't worry, nobody will know. It's okay. And Chuck still has just a dart gun. Yeah. And why doesn't Casey just blast that gun? Blasted people in the. So I say this right. Don't feminize them, damn it. And what do? They give me a kid. This is our last season. I think.
Just it's 10 till 3, so we.
Perfect. So we have time for 4 more questions.
I actually have 2 questions. Oh, one's not really a question. It's the 6 degrees thing. I found it. But I'm a huge fan.
Wait a minute. How many degrees of separation are there between Adam Baldwin and Kevin Bacon?
Oh, Kevin Bacon was in Taking a Chance with Matthew Morrison. Matthew Morrison was in Numbers with Judd Hirsch, and Judd Hirsch was in Independence Day with you.
You can't do TV shows, just has to be movies.
Oh, no. Sorry.
Army rule.
Okay.
But I loved your work. I liked
Kevin Bacon was in. Kevin Bacon was in, there's a Will Smith connection here. Wasn't he, is he with Kevin? Yeah, Kevin. There's a connection with Will Smith because of Independence Day that works. I know it's, I think it's only one. We can get it out in one, I just haven't really sussed it out yet.
I loved you in the X-Files, and I don't know if you know this, but Nathan Fillion stated he's trying to buy the rights to Firefly to get it rebooted. So, like,
You just get here?
I mean, but like, you drop Chuck to, like, would you just leave Chuck to go back to Fireflies?
Hey, Warner Brothers, guess what? No. Like I say, pays back. No, but given the opportunity to do Jane again, I would jump at the chance. But look, next question.
Hi, my name is Miriam. Any chance of seeing you on Castle? Well, I'm basically saying, can you please do Castle?
Yeah, I think there's always an opportunity for that. You're allowed to do, contractually you're allowed to do episode, or I think up to a 4-episode arc on another network. So that's a possibility, or a one-off.
So we should harass Nathan on Twitter then?
Yeah, good luck. Yeah, that's the venue to get him on. Yeah. Do that.
I want to say thank you again for showing up today.
Appreciate it.
Happy Father's Day to you. Yo, happy Father's Day all daddy you now. You, I mean, not just the father, you're the big daddy. It's a special man to be a daddy, we're all daddies. But I just want to ask you, since you happen to be at a Comic-Con, I ask a personal question. Marvel, DC, are you a comic book fan? Marvel, DC?
Dark Horse.
Thank you very much, man. Yeah!
We have time for one more question. Closing out? Want to follow that?
Thanks for choking me.
No, he's not a chicken. Where's your fez? Oh, okay. What's your name?
My name's Slam. I know that you get asked for hugs a lot,
Yeah.
and you have to act like you like doing it. Do you prefer giving hugs to your female fans or your male fans? Or are you just equal opportunity? Or should you just stay in the bunker?
Well, you know, there's the manly hug, which is the, hey, pat, pat. Yeah. So there's that. And if, I guess, obviously, it's the best way to approach this. Yeah, I'm an equal opportunity hugger. Slamming at the end. That's not good. We need to go out with a bang. You know, hugs are an expression of love.